What's up everyone, OJ here, welcome back to another video, and we've got another Game Awards rumor stuff. This one seems a bit more feasible than the last one that I went over, just because of some information that I'm going to go over with you guys leading into the date in terms of when this post was put up, some of the content that's already kind of came out, and a little bit more. But once again, this is a rumor, so take it as just that, a rumor. I saw this originally on Twitter from a user named Stardust Dynamic, and basically this is what they had to say before we get into the actual rumor stuff. All right, pack it up. This one's legit. Posted on the 20th of last month. Leaked Remind, that's Kingdom Hearts 3. Leaked Horizon Zero Dawn for PC, which I'm still not so sure about that. The dude who did this leak also leaked the Death Stranding PC port from what I heard. KOS-MOS also makes sense since Bandai Namco developed Smash. So let's go ahead and get into what was posted for the Game Awards. This was an anonymous post and says Game Awards stuff. This was posted on November 20th, 2019 on a Wednesday at 16:22. All right, so that's 4 o'clock or so, around 4:30. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get this out of the way first. They're going to be focusing more on the awards show than the reveals, so expect like 14 reveals max. This is stuff that I found interesting. So 14 reveals, we've heard 10 reveals, so we'll see what number it ends up being. So at least double-digit reveals for the show. The cult Super Nintendo game Clock Tower is getting a remaster set for release in 2020. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind is getting another trailer, getting delayed to January 2020. Shin Megami Tensei V is finally going to get shown off again after 2 years of waiting. The final character of the Fighter Pass is KOS-MOS from Xenosaga. Then they reveal that 4 additional characters are being planned for 2020. A new game from the makers of Gone Home is going to get revealed. Don't know what it's called though. A pack of Volcanoloid songs are going to get added to Beat Saber after the award show. Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC exclusively on Epic Games Store. Of course, this isn't all the reveals, but these are what you can expect of this year's awards show. So that is the full post. So I want to go over this here because this is very, very interesting, guys. I find some of this stuff to be believable and some of this stuff to not be believable. So let's go ahead and go over some of the stuff that I think could happen. Obviously, having KOS-MOS from Xenosaga in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate isn't too surprising, like they did say there in the post. Yes, Bandai Namco, they're the ones who are helping develop Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They're pretty much the main developers behind the game, with Sora Sakurai leading the helm, and of course Nintendo has some programmers and technical help and all that stuff. So it's a nice joint collaborative effort, but mainly it's Bandai Namco. And yes, I do see Bandai Namco and Nintendo saying, hey, you know what, to kind of just end this first Fighters Pass on a bang, let's go ahead and get one of the cult classics, one of the most loved characters out there between Nintendo fans and also between PlayStation fans as well, hardcore RPG fans that is, and that's the Xenosaga series, the Xeno series in general, and having KOS-MOS would be really good. Obviously, she was the key or one of the key blades in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that everyone was trying to get because of how low her percentage chances were, so she even has more popularity than before because of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Heck, I've even seen people go back and play the Xenosaga games in order to know who KOS-MOS is after she was revealed in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So that wouldn't be too surprising, and that would be hype to finish off the first Challengers Pass. And then of course getting more characters for 2020. I mean, they already let us know, but maybe there's a refresher, maybe they give us a little bit of a hint. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Now, yes, this person did nail the whole Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind trailer and all that. They did get that right, or Remind trailer. They did get that right because this was posted on November 20th, 2019, and that's before all the different stuff here like Stardust had to say, or like Star had to say here when it comes down to it. Now, I did hear some rumors about Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC, and people were kind of going crazy a little bit, but most people don't believe it, right? Like, most people don't believe that Horizon Zero Dawn is going to be coming to the like PC and like Epic Game Store. But here is why I think that that could be a possibility, at least. It's because Horizon Zero Dawn is being sold for like $10, the complete edition. It's pretty much has like no value at this point. There's literally almost no value behind Horizon Zero Dawn. So if you let the game go to PC, right, and if you say not on Steam but on Epic Game Store, they probably paid a good amount of money for that, right? They would have to pay a good amount of money to get that type of game, and that would bring people over to the Epic Game Store because people want to see Horizon Zero Dawn in 4K and 60 frames per second and all of that. Like, people really want to see it. So would I put it past Sony, considering how old at this point Horizon Zero Dawn is and the value of that game literally being less than $10 or right around $10? I mean, it does seem like, hey, we can put it on PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now or whatever the case is, but if it's on Epic Game Store, that doesn't really hurt, does it? And we can make some cash out of it. So, I mean, that could be something that could happen because people aren't buying PS4s and PS4 Pros for Horizon Zero Dawn anymore, right? So it's the end of the generation. The game would celebrate its 3-year anniversary next year. So to me, it could happen. I mean, especially if it's Epic Game Store exclusive and Sony got some nice cash out of that deal, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm not so sure about it, but I'm just trying to rationalize why Sony would do this if it does happen. Now, another thing that I want to talk about here is I don't really care about Beat Sabers. I mean, that's cool if it does that, like Gone Home. Okay, I get that. Like, that does seem like Keeley type of stuff that he would do for reveals at the Game Awards and all of that. But Shin Megami Tensei V, and we're gonna end off on this one. Shin Megami Tensei V apparently is supposed to be shown off here, and if Shin Megami Tensei V is shown, I would be absolutely shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if Shin Megami Tensei V is shown, because this is a Western award show, and usually when it comes to reveals with Nintendo, it's going to be big stuff, it's going to be known entities, it's going to be Smash Brothers, it's going to be Zelda, it's going to be Marvel Ultimate Alliance, it's even going to be stuff like Bayonetta, which has more of a following probably than Shin Megami Tensei here in the States at least. So the fact that they're sitting here and they're saying that Shin Megami Tensei V is going to be shown off at the Game Awards, I mean, to me, that'd be like, yo, what happened? Like, at the Game Awards, not a Nintendo Direct, not an Atlas doing their own thing. But then again, Atlas is always weird. Atlas is a weird company, and maybe they decide to finally show off Shin Megami Tensei V after years of not being shown and just basically almost radio silence from the Atlas camp and from the Shin Megami Tensei team. But I would be very surprised if Shin Megami Tensei V is shown, and I don't know about this one either. Not sure if I believe it, just because it just feels like this would be like a Nintendo Direct type of thing, or like an Atlas's own, they'll count down or something like that, right? They count down to a game that's already out in Japan with Persona 5 Royale. They count down, like everybody knew what was coming, right? Oh, special edition. Oh, wow, you caught us by surprise there, Atlas. You know, counting down 5 days to do that. So it seems to me like that they would do something like that, you know, more so. But you know what? You never know with this. You never know with this. But I'd be very delighted because Shin Megami Tensei V is one of the games that Switch owners kind of like bought a Switch for. Like, there were some Switch owners that were like, okay, well, I'm gonna pick up a Switch because they're gonna have like RPGs like Xenoblade and Shin Megami Tensei coming out to the system, and yeah, I want to play it. Or even like later down the line, people are like, okay, well, you know, they're probably gonna finish, you know, Shin Megami Tensei 5 by next year. This was like 2017, or maybe the year after, maybe, you know, 2019. Okay, I'll pick up a Switch for that, and still nothing yet. I know I had a video a bit ago talking about how it's like one of the games that was confirmed because I thought that they said it's coming out within 2019 or 2018 or something like that, but I was wrong on that. So, I mean, everyone's been waiting for this game forever, right? It's been a while, so I would want to see it happen, and I think that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is going to be a game that's going to be really good. The Shin Megami Tensei games, if you have not played them, or for those who don't know about them, they are RPGs pretty much like Persona, but they have a much darker tone. Like, they have a much darker tone than Persona, and they can be kind of weird too at times. A lot more weird than Persona can even be, right? But they're always really good. Like, the last few Shin Megami Tensei games that have came out, if you're counting Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which I do count, very good game. Plus, you have Shin Megami Tensei 4 Final on the Nintendo 3DS, Shin Megami Tensei 4 by itself on the Nintendo 3DS. All of those releases were really good and like hardcore RPGs with a lot of crazy serious themes in them. So if you're looking for more of like a hardline serious, the originator of the Shin Megami Tensei or Persona type of game formula, this is what Shin Megami Tensei 5 is. The momentum-based system, turn-based RPG, and it's already, from the small that we saw from it, it's already looking pretty good. And remember, this is an Unreal Engine 4 game, so they're using Unreal Engine 4 for this title, so it's probably going to look pretty impressive too in terms of, you know, what they're doing there for the size of company that Atlas is and everything like that. So we've been waiting for a while, well, but I am still intrigued. I mean, obviously, I think they announced it too early, but maybe there was some pressure from Nintendo or whatever to talk about that to ensure Shin Megami Tensei fans that we are going to be getting a great RPG experience, because Persona was coming out later, right? So maybe there was a little bit of pressure since Persona wasn't coming to the Switch, or it's not going to be on there in the normal traditional form, right? That, hey, here's your RPG from Atlas to play. So maybe that was it, you know, why the game was announced so early. But either way, we'll see if it happens. Not so sure about it. But what are you guys' thoughts on this new rumor list here? This definitely seems a lot more feasible than the list that I talked about earlier when it comes to rumors. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the link to the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.